Good morning to you. Good morning to you. We're all in our places with bright, shiny faces. Good morning to you.
Oh, I tell you, I might have grown up in the hotel business, but never in my life have I had room service like this. You don't have to worry. I won't expect this on a regular basis.
Oh, I wish you would. I mean, the more regular our basis, the better. If you know what I mean.
I'm not sure I do.
Well, we can be like this every morning once you start living here.
Would you like some coffee?
No, thank you, William. I don't drink coffee.
I'll get Rosa to get you some tea.
No, I'm fine, really. I'm going to stick with water.
Uh-huh.
I sort of have a thing about ice.
You certainly are the purest. Well, it seems to do you a lot of good. You certainly don't look like you've been up since 2 in the morning.
Have you been monitoring me with the famous Capwell security system?
No, I have not been doing that at all. I happened to be up late myself last night. I couldn't help noticing that the lights were on in the guest house, that's all.
I hope that didn't bother you.
Not at all. I was just wondering, that's all. I mean, people do have a difficult time sleeping in a new environment.
No, actually, knowing that I ended up with 10 decent pages yesterday was like a glass of warm milk. I slept like a rock.
How would you like to share those 10 decent pages with me? Ms. Richardson, I do have a raging curiosity. I will not make any comments about any of the work that's being done.
I never show anything to anyone till I'm finished. Not even to my editor.
I don't happen to be your editor. I happen to be the man you're doing the article about. I think I have the right to have some preferential treatment.
When I'm finished, you'll have rights. Limited rights. Because until I'm done, this book belongs to me, and me alone. Now I'll just get my notepad. Can you give me most of the morning?
That's what I'm here for.
Today, the role of Lisa DiNapoli is being played by Téa Leoni.
How can we be out of lemons? I just bought 6 yesterday. What did you use them for?
Oh, my God. I mean, after all the places she could have gone to, she picked Santa Barbara? I knew I'd get to meet her one day. I just knew it.
Meet who?
Megan Richardson. Can you stand it? She's going to be staying in town to write the biography of C.C. Capwell.
Isn't she the woman that wrote Love's Flaming Thighs? Wasn't that it?
Love is the sweetest surrender. How can you make fun of a book you've never read?
How can you use 6 lemons in one day?
I found this recipe to make your own conditioner from lemon juice and peanut oil.
You use them on your hair?
It's a big deal. I'll buy some more.
Well, you obviously didn't hear Celeste up all night coughing. I mean, the least we can do is have some honey and lemon for a tea.
What is all the commotion out here? Sorry, did we wake you up?
No, I was awake.
You should get back to bed then. You look awful.
I'm
Told
fine.
you. She was probably up all night.
Mm.
God, you're burning up.
Do I have any more vitamin C?
Celeste, you need a lot more than vitamin C. You need a doctor.
No. I'm not gonna bother some doctor over a little case of the flu. Don't get any ideas about calling one. Do you understand?
Yeah. Brandon, come on in. What are you doing here?
I went to the chapel and they said you're not going to be there anymore. Is that true?
Yeah.
Why not? Aren't you going to be a priest anymore?
As a matter of fact, no. Seems he wants me to do something else instead.
Well, if you get another kind of job, I won't be able to come and talk to you anymore.
Hey, we're talking right now. What do you want to talk about?
I have to go see the judge today.
Oh, the custody hearing?
I have to say whether I want to live with my mom or with Cece. I really don't know what to say.
I must really hate being put on the spot like that. Well, just be honest. Just tell him what makes you happy. And it's the judge's job to help you figure out what you want.
What I really want is for everybody to stop fighting and tell me what to do and say. To just stop. Stop.
I know.
Either you're allergic to my coffee or you're allergic to what I just said. I don't suppose it was the coffee.
Oh, come on. Don't get the wrong idea. It's just
Ted,
that...
you choked. I mentioned you living here, and you choked. I thought I was going to have to do that Heimlich thing.
Oh, please. Now, you just surprised me. That's all. We never even talked about living together.
I guess you don't think it's a very good idea.
I don't know what I think yet. I mean, we're still getting to know each other. You know what I mean?
The more I get to know about you, the more I find to care about.
And I care about you very much. I mean, it's just that living together. I mean, I don't have to explain to you. It's a commitment. I found in a previous experience, even though you want to rush into things, the minute things turn out right, it's not always the best way.
You tried living with somebody before and it didn't work out?
I tried being married to somebody before and it didn't work out.
Married? You never said anything.
Well, I don't like to discuss my failures.
What was her name?
Haley.
Was she beautiful?
Yes. She was very beautiful. The marriage, though, lasted less than a year.
So where is she now?
She died.
Oh, Ted, I'm sorry.
She hit in an accident.
I don't understand.
What?
Well, why do you call it a failure if she died in an accident? It's not like you could have kept that from happening.
Well, it was over, marriage, before the accident. She was with somebody else. See, the thing is, the minute she left me, I realized what I had to do to make things work out. And at that time, it was just too late.
Well, no wonder you're a little bit cautious now.
But I don't want to be too cautious. You know, I don't want to ruin things by going too fast too soon, though.
Fair enough. I won't push. We know what happens when women get too pushy. Remember Betty Davis and Jezebel?
No, but if you hum a few bars, maybe I'll figure it out.
Pamela was unstable emotionally even then. She would think nothing of carting Mason from one place to another, one country to another, without a thought of his well-being.
You said Mason was introverted as a child. Can you elaborate on that a little?
He was afraid of the dark, afraid of dogs, afraid to go to school. His teachers were constantly expressing concern because he didn't socialize with the other children. Imagine if he'd been taken away from the only home that he really knew.
So you decided to sue for sole custody?
Yes.
Do you ever look back now and wish that you'd done things differently?
I'm not sure I can give you a good answer on that. Gone over it in my head 100 times. On one hand, I have to face the fact that Mason missed his mother terribly. Felt that she abandoned him for years. Even now, it's such a painful memory, he can barely talk about it. On the other hand, Pamela came back to Santa Barbara several months ago as probably as full-blown a monster as you could find. I couldn't help feeling I had done Mason a favor of a lifetime. Even so, his childhood was never easy.
What about Mason with your other children? I mean, was there a lot of sibling rivalry?
At first, yes. Mason resented Channing, no doubt about it. Two never got along. A little easy when Eden was born, but he had his problems with her, too. Until recently.
Accepting someone as a brother and sister just because You have the same parent. It's not always easy. I mean, even adult children have trouble with it if their parents remarry.
Well, I suppose. Mason has worked a lot of things out for himself. What is it? You stop writing. Am I going too fast?
No. You know, I would like to go back to Mason's custody hearing itself, if we could. I've got some clippings here I want to go through.
Brandon, ready to go?
Yeah, just a minute. First, I want to ask you a little more about this Judge Kelly. What's he like?
Well, first of all, he's a she, Frances Kelly.
Well, I don't care if it's a man or a woman. I just hope she's nice. Brandon seems to be dreading this private interview, and I don't want her jumping all over him with the third degree.
Gina, child custody is her specialty. She doesn't put children at ease, she'd be out of her job. We couldn't ask for anybody better.
All right. Guess I'll just have to take your word for it. But if you pull this one off, I'll sign those annulment papers this afternoon. Brandon? Brandon! I wish headphones were never invented. I'm gonna have to go up and rap on his door. I'll be right back.
Honey?
How you doing? You headed for Brandon?
Yeah, Gina just went to get him. I have to imagine what he might be going through. Having to go through all this court stuff and everything, you know. Actually, I know exactly what he's going through.
Brandon's not up in his room. Bunny, was he in the kitchen with you?
Not since breakfast, but that was about an hour ago. You sure he's not upstairs?
No, I looked all over the place. Where could he have run off to this time? I told him not to be scared.
You have any idea where he might have gone?
Maybe Cece kidnapped him.
Gina.
Well, he might have. I mean, if he didn't think he was going to get custody, I wouldn't put it past your father. Oh, Mason. Friend.
Hi.
Brandon, you have me scared to death. Mason's here to take you on your...
I know why he's here.
Well, you don't want to be late, do you? Thank you for bringing him home, Father.
Sure.
You don't have to call him that anymore. He's just Michael now.
Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag.
You're giving up the priesthood?
Well, this decision's been in the making for a long time. And as I told Brandon, the important thing is that I'm still the same person.
Well, whatever makes you happy. Come on, Brandon. I've got your clothes all laid out on your bed. I'll show you.
Well, I got a sauce to get back to. Make sure this goes quick for Brandon, huh?
Yeah, I will.
Have you heard from Julia? How's her father?
Not doing any better, I gather. She's been at the hospital practically around the clock.
I'm sorry. Do you have an address in Phoenix where I could send her something?
I don't know it offhand. I've got it written down at the office.
Well, maybe I could call your secretary then?
Actually, I've got a better idea. I'm sending her an express package this afternoon. I could just include the letter if you like.
Thank you. I would appreciate that. I just want to let her know that we've been praying for her dad, and I want to tell her about the changes I've been going through in the church. I'd hate for her to come back and hear about it from somebody else.
Well, of course.
It made me feel good to write down the reasons. It's not that easy.
Divorce never is. What will you do now?
Well, I think I'll try and find some other way to make a contribution. Wish me luck?
Of course. Good luck. By all means.
Oh, sorry. Too much noise?
No, I just...
Heather.
Jet, I look around at all this work we're supposed to do, and I keep thinking, what's the point? Scott and I are never going to live in this house the way we planned. Nothing's going to happen the way we planned.
Everybody home? Oh, hi. I'm Michael.
Oh, hi, Jed.
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I'm Heather's brother.
Her contractor.
Sorry.
Heather.
Well, look, I'm going to run down to the lumberyard to pick up some supplies. I'll catch you in about an hour or two.
Bye, Jen.
Bye,
Good
Michael.
to meet you. What is it? Did you hear from Scott?
No, and I'm not holding my breath. He's been shacked up with Celeste in a motel room all night.
What?
Yeah, nice seedy little motel up the coast.
Not the Suncoast Haven Motel?
How do you know, Michael?
Celeste was there alone.
Michael,
She
I
wasn't
had
there
Jen
with
call the
Scott.
motel room, okay?
Yeah, isn't that nice? This is what your sister's been reduced to. You proud of me, Michael? She had very clearly heard a man's voice in the background.
Me! Celeste was not in very good shape the last time I saw her, so I went up there to try and talk her to coming back home.
I can't believe
We
it.
drove back together last night. She was not with Scott. Does that make you feel a little better?
Yeah, I still am left with the fact that Scott hasn't phoned me in 2 days.
Well, he said he needed some time.
Yeah, I didn't think that meant he was going to drop completely off the face of the earth. You'd think he'd call me to let me know where he was.
I'm sure he will soon.
You know, what are you still doing here, Michael? Shouldn't you be running off to see what's going on with Celeste? Maybe Celeste didn't make it through the night.
Hey, I went up there because I was afraid that she might do something that she would regret later on, and I was very hard on her, whether you believe me or not.
Sure, but your own sister is here, a complete basket case, and you run off a couple hours up the coast because Celeste needs you, because Celeste's in bad shape.
Look, I'm not Scott, okay? Don't fight your battle with Scott with me,
Michael,
too.
all I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to understand what it is about Celeste's problems that demand immediate attention. It's like she's like some stray little kitty cat that everyone wants taken to their home. And
She
back
is
to
a
hell.
very troubled woman going through some tough life changes, and under other circumstances, you could relate to that.
I have seen it in my patients 1,000 times, Michael. A brother or sister who's always making their parents' lives miserable. As a young child, they're real demanding, and as they get a little older into adolescence, they're bitter and they're resentful. No matter what that child does, he's always in the spotlight. So the parent does everything they can to please them, to appease them. So the other child, the good child, the uncomplaining child, gets absolutely nothing.
That's who you feel like?
Yes, Michael. I have tried very hard to make something of myself. I've tried to be mature, I've tried to be responsible, and I've tried to be somewhat strong about this whole thing. You know what I get for that, Michael? I get to stand back and watch while everyone goes running to the sniveling little damsel in distress.
Hey,
the hell with it, Michael, the hell with it!
Aren't you gonna drink your tea? Lisa made me go 5 blocks for lemons.
Oh. Thought of putting anything in my stomach right now is just not a good
It's okay. I'll go get you that vitamin C you wanted, okay?
All right, sweetheart, don't rush, because I'm just going to try and sleep.
Okay. Gosh, even your hand is hot. You rest, and I'll be back soon, okay?
Trying to hide, my pretty. Count Dracula will bend you to his will as soon as you look into his deep, dark eyes.
You're so bad.
You are delicious. Allow me to bite your neck while we talk.
Is your way into a girl's heart? You're doing a scary movie and then take her for a run through the old boneyard, is that it?
I have my reasons.
Whispers to me in a whole
What are your reasons?
Look around you. Life doesn't last forever. What more proof do you need that we should live every moment to the fullest?
How did I know you were going to say that? I love you, Scott. I'll love you forever.
slow dancing, swaying to
I love you, Scott.
A priest.
What?
Took me long enough. I just got tired of sitting on the fence. You're surprised.
Yeah.
I don't know why. You're the one that told me that indecision would drive me crazy.
Yeah, but I honestly didn't think you'd be able to quit the church, Michael.
I'm not quitting the church. I'm quitting the priesthood.
Must be kind of scary, huh?
Yeah. Do you remember the time that Dad took us to the quarry with the waterfall and that kid dared me to jump off that giant rock and I was stupid enough to take him up on it?
Yeah.
That is what this feels like.
So what made you do it?
I knew that if I didn't jump, he'd push me.
No, Michael, come on. I mean, what made you do it this time? What made you jump? Was it Julia?
Julia started something in motion. When I admitted my feelings for her, then all these other emotions came poking their heads through, demanding equal time, including my guilt about Jamie that I was suppressing, and I'm not going to hide from it anymore.
Michael, I'm sorry. I've been so wrapped up in my own problems that I didn't realize what you were going through.
Hey, come on, you told me 1,000 times. I just wasn't listening. The priesthood was some bargain I was striking to get myself off the hook, and I'm not going to do it anymore.
Michael, don't make it sound so callous. You were a wonderful priest. You helped a lot of people.
Well, and I hope that I can help a lot more people now that I'm being honest. I don't know how I'm going to do it without the chapel as a built-in forum, but I'll do it somehow.
You could always take over my job. I think that, you'd probably be a lot better with my patients than I am.
Yeah. Tell you what, I think we're both going to be okay. Little patience, little time, we're both going to get where we need to go.
Much jewelry. Oh, this lipstick's too bright.
Hey, before you put the horn-rimmed glasses on, I want to tell you something. There's only one subject you have to stick to today. And that is how you feel about Brandon. Anybody listen to you talk about that boy, there's not going to be any doubt how much you love him.
What if that's not enough?
It'll be enough.
Thanks.
Disgrazio.
You're too good for that woman.
What are you talking about?
If you were in her shoes, do you think she'd be there to give you a hug and tell you everything's going to be okay? I don't think so, Bernardo. I think she'd be out there getting her legs waxed.
Oh, come on. Gina has been great to me. I don't have to pay my rent anymore.
Why should you? You do most of the house cleaning. You do all of the cooking.
Listen, if she did not say yes to you staying here, you would be in a little house in Sicily doing embroidery work with your Aunt Constanza.
And I'd be married to you.
And you have Gina to thank for that, too, believe me.
You think she'd tolerate me for 5 minutes if she knew I was a woman? I'm only here because she's got a thing for guys with sideburns.
Okay, that is enough.
Don't you understand? I don't want you to get hurt. You give, and you give, and the woman gives you nothing in return.
All right, Vanessa, listen to me. If this arrangement is going to work out, then you're going to have to start taking the rules much more seriously. You can't be careless and dress in something like this.
Like this? Well, if it bothers you, why don't we just get rid of it?
Your Honor, I'd like you to meet Brandon Capwell.
How do you do, Brandon? I'm Judge Kelly.
I know.
You two can use this office up here. Make yourself comfortable.
Thank you. Come on, Brandon, let's get to know each other.
It's a lot easier if you open the envelope first.
Well, I'm afraid it's not that simple. You see, this particular envelope doesn't happen to be addressed to me. I must confess, however, to an inordinate amount of curiosity as to its contents. Would that we had a tea kettle so I could steam it open in the old-fashioned way.
How about a newfangled coffee maker?
Girl after my own heart. You realize, of course, this makes you an accomplice.
What's the charge, counselor?
Mail tampering is section 303 of the Penal Code, I believe. I'd have to look it up.
There you go, Mr. Bond. Mission accomplished. Knock yourself out.
Dear Julia, I'm sorry to hear about your father.
I've asked to be released from my vows. I don't have to tell you what a painful decision that was. But since I've made it, I'm starting to feel excited about my future. And I have you to thank. Your love for Mason and the way you fought for him in the face of terrible uncertainty is what gave me the courage to take my own risks. Whatever my life becomes now, I'll owe it to you.
Well, is it worth it?
There's a reason why mail tampering is a felony count. I'll think better of it next time.
Your nephew's case is not going to be decided easily, Mr. Capwell. This child has withstood more than his share of pressure from both camps. He's very, very torn.
Are you open to a radical suggestion?
Do you have one?
I just happen to, yes.
You know what's wonderful about us?
Yeah. We can eat a muffin in bed without spilling a crumb.
Wrong. We can work together as well as play together. I'm so excited about our screenplay. I think we should start today.
Wait a minute. Don't we have to, like, option Miss Richards' book first? It sounds like she's got first dibs on Dad's life.
We'll get the rights. We have to. This is the best movie idea since Citizen Kane.
Rosebud. Rosebud. What has it all come to?
He was C.C. Capwell, the richest man of his generation. His holdings outnumbered only by his mistresses and wives. What became of this powerful man? Why, in the end, did he find himself alone, surrounded by objects, meaningless objects?
Don't be sad, Dad. You still have us. We're the future. One and I.
Ted and I.
Me, oh my.
Hey. Hey, well, come on, you can't just trail off like that. I'm part of the project too, you know.
Oh, well, don't worry. I'll mention you in my acceptance speech when I thank the little people.
I don't know how long this will take, but maybe we can talk later on this afternoon.
Sure, why don't you call the guest house and we'll see if there's time.
Okay.
Good luck today.
Thank you. Hello?
You must be Mr. Capwell.
Well, good guess. And who might you be?
I am Miss Richardson's biggest fan. I've read Love's Sweetest Surrender 6 times.
Well, then why don't you come in and Miss Richardson will go over the finer points of romance with you, all right?
Okay.
Excuse me.
Wow. I'm sorry for just showing up like this, but the minute I read you were in town, I just had to come over.
Come in, Mr. Napoli.
How did you know my name?
Well, there aren't too many people who have read Love is the Sweetest Surrender 6 times, and even fewer have written me 15 letters to tell me so.
I never even knew if you got those letters.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have written back, but I'm afraid with me it's either write a book or write a thank you note. I can never seem to handle both.
Do you think you can maybe handle signing this?
I would be honored. So do you have writing aspirations of your own, Emily?
Yeah, I do. How'd you guess that?
Well, most people who like reading as much as you do like to write, too.
Yeah, I want to get the money together. I want to go take some creative writing courses at night.
So does that mean you're looking for a job?
Mm-hmm. Just part-time, though, because I'll be going back to school eventually. Sometimes I think I won't get hired anywhere without a college degree.
Oh. I don't know. You never say never.
Oh, I'm not giving up. Sure, there's something out there.
There may be something right here.
I beg your pardon?
Well, I know this is supposed to be the electronic age, but I'm one of those antiquated souls who still does all her notes in longhand. I could really use somebody to type them up for me. Would you be interested?
Interested? You're asking me if I would be interested?
Yeah, you could. I have a typewriter here, and you could work, or if you'd rather take things home, if it's more convenient.
Home? Yeah, I could type at home.
So you do have your own typewriter?
Yeah, sure.
Well, great. I've got some notes I've been going over here. Why don't you go ahead and take these with you, and you can bring them back to me in a couple of days.
This Richardson, this is a dream come true. I can't even think of the words to thank you.
Well, there is one catch. Now, seriously, typing is not the only requirement for this job. Discretion is even more important.
Right, discretion.
Absolutely. And you have got to keep all of these papers totally, totally confidential. No one, and I mean no one, is to see them except you and me.
Say no more, Mrs. Richardson. I will guard your words with my life.
You heard in Celeste's motel room? No. It was Michael's, not Scott's.
Really?
He went up there to take care of her, whatever, and she hasn't heard from Scott, hasn't seen Scott.
So why aren't you feeling better?
Because I have this vision of myself, this ugly little picture of me hunched over the phone while I watch you do my dirty work.
Hey, you weren't holding a gun to my head.
I know, but I had no right to get you involved, Jed.
Well, maybe I had no business egging you on. You ever think of it that way?
Yeah, you saw how desperate I was. You were just trying to help.
Well, yeah, because I thought you got the short end of the stick. And you may not be proud of that phone call, but it's not like you were the only person who did wrong here, Heather. Little Miss Celeste, she was giving your man the glad eye from the start, and she was hoping you wouldn't notice. If you have to fight a little dirty, so what? Sorry, but that woman is trouble.
Who's dancing on that tombstone?
I don't know. It's too dark to see.
Do you think this is really right, dancing on someone's grave?
Are you kidding? How long has it been since these guys heard some decent music? Huh?
I'm gonna think of this place differently from now on. When I used to walk by here on my way home from school, I would run as fast as I can. But from now on, I'll walk by and I'll remember tonight.
I love graveyards. There are always flowers. It's so peaceful. I think I want to be buried here. What's the matter? You cold?
I don't want to talk about you dying. You're never gonna die. You're gonna live forever, right?
All right, it's a deal. You and I are gonna live forever. Hey, you really are cold.
Turn up the heat.
Now I'm just supposed to drop everything I'm doing and play secretarial school?
Miss Richardson is counting on me, Lisa. I have to learn how to type right away. Please, you're so good at it.
What typewriter are you going to use?
I thought maybe you could borrow one from here and bring it home nights.
Most places kind of frown on employees walking out with equipment, Emily. Maybe we can pick up something secondhand.
Great, let's go to that pawn shop over on Locust.
No, we can't go now. I mean, this place is a madhouse with this hearing. Tell you what, I'll bring home a manual tonight for you, and you can practice learning the keyboard.
Promise?
I promise. Now, scram.
Where's Mason?
He's in his office. He'll be out in a minute.
He'll be out now. Mason? Mason!
Gina, I'm trying to give the impression that we're halfway civilized around here. Would you keep the braying to a minimum? The judge is in there with Brendon.
Still? Is that good or bad?
And they seem to be getting along.
Good. Brandon comes out with a smile on his face. I'll keep up my end of the bargain. I'll sign these annulment papers right here in your office.
Why don't we take care of it right now while we got a little time on our hands?
Oh, come on, Mason. I may be a little loud, but I'm not stupid. I'm not signing them until after I get Brandon, not before. Speaking of loud and stupid, look who just showed up.
Judge here yet?
She's in there with Brandon. Shouldn't be long.
Hey, Seth.
Hi, sweetheart. You gonna say hi to your mother? Hi. Come on, give me a hug.
Brandon's gonna wait outside while we talk. Right this way.
Lisa, why don't you see if Brandon would like some ice cream from that place next door, huh?
Okay. Come here, Brandon. You want to man the phones for me while I go get us a couple of cones?
How do you work this thing?
Okay. When a call comes in, you push this button. Pick up the receiver and say Capwell and Capwell. Then take a message.
Okay. What about this button?
That's the intercom. You don't need that. I'll be right back. What flavor do you want?
Do they have Rocky Road?
Well, with 38 flavors, they better. I'll be right back.
Capwell and Capwell. Brandon Capwell here. I don't care how much it costs. Do it!
Your Honor, I've been with Brandon for almost his entire life.
The fact remains that you are not the boy's natural mother, Mrs. Capwell. Technically, you are an adoptive parent. And as I review your record, I wonder if you would be allowed to take the boy if you were applying to adopt him today.
Long before he knew it.
What? Celeste? Celeste?
Oh my gosh, what happened?
I just found her on the floor. She's burning up.
It's the flu. She came down with it during the night. She was laying on the couch when I left her a couple
She
hours
needs
ago.
a doctor. Hello, this is Michael Donnelly. I am calling from 600 Bayside Drive. We need an ambulance.
Hey, where do you think you're going?
Let me go. I'm leaving.
Stay, Martha. You can't go out there. What if your family's
I can't stay here.
Why not?
Why? Why not, he asked me. Because I can't even look at you, Bernardo.
Hey,
So ashamed.
don't be crazy. What do you have to be ashamed of?
What do I have to be ashamed of? I offer myself to a man body and soul, and what does he say? Cover yourself and go back to your room.
Hey, I can't believe that was easy for me.
And why did you do it?
The first time with a man, Vanessa. It should be perfect.
It would be. It would be everything I ever dreamed about.
No. No, mia bellina. You don't want me. You wanna declare your independence, and I just happen to be around.
That's not true. You're my hero, Bernardo. You saved my life. You're kind, and you're gentle, and you're strong. You're everything I thought that a man should always be.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people who believe I'm everything that a man shouldn't be.
Well, then they're crazy. A man is not what my father or my brothers say he should be. It's not someone who forces people to do what he wants because he carries a gun or breaks kneecaps. A real man is like you, Bernardo. Someone who cares and listens and gives without thinking about what he's going to get back in return.
A person doesn't even have a job at the moment. A person who's losing his hair, for crying out loud.
I love this hair. I love everything about you. Why won't you believe me?
Your Honor, you cannot do this.
I can, and I did, Mr. Capwell. You're just going to hand my son over to a third party? Make a completely arbitrary decision and give him to Mason?
It's temporary, Mrs. Capwell. Until either you or the plaintiff can show me that you have Brandon's best interest at heart.
In the meantime, you have visiting rights as I stipulated at Mason Capwell's discretion.
Your Honor, don't you think this is a bit hasty? We were only in there for 10 minutes.
I spent a good deal of time with Brandon, and that was enough for me. He's supposed to be the one who's at stake here. You might want to think about that.
I can't believe you. How could you let this happen, Mason? You're never going to get your annulment. Never.
How can you let that woman ride roughshod over everything I said?
Because I remember what it was like when you and Pamela were fighting over me. I was grateful not to have to listen to it all again. Brandon's going to have a chance to make his own decision, and it's high time.
Hi. Where's Brandon?
We thought he was with you.
No, I went to go get the ice cream. I left him in my chair.
Your nation's capital. Would you like to visit it while it's under siege from drugs and violence? I'm Tom Brokaw. Join me on NBC Nightly News.